Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Schwab.
I
love him. Marriages go south. You think they're just gonna let you walk away?
Phelan.
I don't know what we watched. Don't ask me.
This is dangerous, Mel.
How do we prove to Maggie that she's making the biggest mistake of her life?
Phelan, yesterday was my birthday.
Yeah, well, it's over.
All I can think is how glad I am that we didn't watch this yesterday and ruin my entire day. Yeah. Phelan, I hate this. I hated every minute of this. I was so pissed. This whole thing.
Yeah, after they gave us a delightfully stupid episode last time, they gave us a just stupid episode this time.
God, it all stinks of Phoebe, Queen of the Underworld. It stinks of that storyline. Yeah. They didn't go with like them getting together, but it's very much adjacent to that.
Yeah, and like every character had to be an idiot for like a large part of this plot to go forward. Just like they had to be an idiot to be for this thing, and then they had to be an idiot to fight about this same thing a second ago. Like they make them all act based on stupidity. We learned that power is power.
That was the power of power. That had the same feel of Nectar of Me.
Yeah. Nectar of Me was at least sort of funny, though. Like, the power of power? Just like, Parker, you idiot.
Classic Peter Parker. With great power comes great power. This was Maggie and Parker's big fat demon wedding. So spoiler alert. Maggie accepts his request, his proposal request.
Yeah.
She accepts his Facebook request for wedding.
She expedites it.
Yeah, she expedites it.
Why the hell did you do that?
This was the episode of Maggie making clunky social media metaphors.
Apparently.
Right in the very first scene. Like, she's kind of appalled at this proposal at first. Like, she's like, oh, let's get married. Oh, I have the perfect Pinterest board ready. And then, like, he's like, yeah, but revolutionary things always sound kind of crazy at first. And she says, you're not Tim Cook revealing a new iPhone. These are our lives. She later compares fighting back against demons to a Twitter clapback. Or she says it's not a Twitter clapback. You know, this is war.
Yeah, she's advocating they do nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Because, like, there's some witch that the rest of them saved. I don't know when this was supposed to happen. They said this was because of some massacre, the Dryad one, or another one?
It's the Dryad thing. I think it was some retaliation for whatever happened there, even though, like, they all died. I think she managed to get some of the demons or something. I don't know. Whatever it was, the lady that they saved that was trying to protect the Dryads, her and her crew got ambushed. So they're trying to help her, and Maggie finds them doing that after she takes off. Like, she says no to the proposal at first and takes off.
I love that they save this witch, though, and it's just like, is she in the rest of the episode? Nah.
No, she has nothing to do with her. We didn't even remember who she was. We're not even really sure if it was the same lady. It probably was, but
I don't think it was. I think they were talking about some other thing that happened after, because like the witches were patrolling after the Dryad massacre, and that's when this lady got attacked. I'm not
They seem
sure.
to think we would remember who she was. We certainly didn't.
I'm not sure if we're supposed to, or if it's just like, this is someone else we saved, maybe.
When they're debating what they should do about this, like, ambush where, like, demons kidnapped all of her crew, and so, like, the Charmed ones are all debating what they should do. And that's when Maggie makes this, the Twitter comparison. But it's like a super dumb line, like, put together with a line that thinks it's smart.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you know, Mel is like, oh, well, demons only understand strength, so we have to go after them that way. And then Maggie says, this isn't a Twitter clapback. Violence begets violence.
Mm-hmm.
You don't use the word begets next to Twitter clapback. Twitter clapbacks beget Twitter clapbacks.
So it's like, you're right, Maggie. It's not Twitter. Therefore, you shouldn't have brought that up because you're an idiot.
Well, what do you know? It's not every day you see the stupidest thing you've ever seen.
It's just such a dumb thing to bring into this. It's like, you guys spend the majority of the time doing nothing about stuff. Maybe you need to act. I find it asinine, though, the way they're like presenting, like, apparently all demon activities just go through Parker's office now. Like,
apparently,
like
all the demon families have to go to the demon father.
Yeah, it's all organized.
And then they have to come to him on the day of his wedding.
Yeah.
To ask for one favor. Technically, you're not married yet, so can we do this ambush? Everyone's arguments in the scene was stupid, though. Everyone's an idiot, like, no matter what point of view you're coming at this from.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Harry's like, we don't want to start a war. And then Macy's like, hello, they're killing witches already. There is a war going on. What do you think's gonna happen? Like, we can't fight back or it'll be worse.
Yeah.
And Maggie's like, well, I mean, Abigail confessed to that thing, so she's not a threat anymore. It's like, that doesn't mean she doesn't have, like, other demon... Clearly, they're still doing things. They kidnapped that crew.
Yeah.
Abigail wasn't running the whole thing, and, like, Parker's the demon overlord now. He should be doing something, but clearly he's not.
Yeah, like, and just because, like, Abigail is incarcerated right now doesn't mean she's not still a threat, because she clearly had people working with her. And if their leaders, like, if they think she's dead, she'd be a martyr to their cause, and if they know she's in prison, they'd be after them. So it doesn't make her not a threat, and she's not trustworthy. She could still be doing some dealings. You don't know what she's doing.
Maggie's so dumb. They're all dumb. They're doing, like, a whole, like... This all leads to, like, Parker Overlord talk. They're like, yeah, he's gonna, like, fuck things up. We don't need to trust him. Thanks, Parker Obama. And Maggie's like, he apologized. Come on. Like, everyone's stupid. They're all stupid. And so she gets so mad during the scene because they're like, yeah, okay, we know you trust him, but he is like the demon overlord, so maybe we should be cautious about this because he's like running all the demons. He was the source at one point. Maybe we should, like, before we trust him complicitly, like, let's, like, wait a minute here. And she's like, I'm tired of being treated like a child, so I'm gonna make the most childish decision and I'm gonna get married now. I will create peace whether you like it or not, bitches.
Insta peace. Like, I love imagining these idiots like this having gone forward, and then just like Parker and Maggie, they're sitting there married while people are fighting around them, and they're like, well, I don't know why we thought this would work.
It would have been Phoebe, Queen of the Underworld. It would have been the same thing. Like, what? What did you expect was going to happen here? They really do compare this to, like, the mob. Literally, they say demons, like the mob, are like they honor family. So if we get married, you represent all witches. So if they attack the witches, they're attacking us.
Yeah,
like, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and like, what's Parker's number one guy called again?
Godric?
His
number one guy.
Godric's there, like, whining to Abigail later. He's like, oh, but if witches are, like, part of the family, it means, like, demons are gonna have to eventually fight each other because we won't have anyone to fight.
We won't have anyone to fight. We'll have to fight. If we save innocents, we can't save any more innocents.
Like, how's that any different? If the demons start fighting each other, isn't that just them fighting their own? And but I thought they're not allowed to fight their own. But they'll fight their own if they don't have anyone else to fight.
I think that they have proven, given that Abigail tried to assassinate Parker before this, that demons really don't give a shit about their family.
Yeah.
This doesn't matter at all. And like, then they have the more embarrassing comparisons in there, where Maggie and Macy are in Mel's room while Maggie and Macy and Mel are in Maggie's room. I can't get their names right. They're in Maggie's room while she's like packing up to go. And she's like, don't worry, I'll be part of the family and it'll be fine. We'll be like Beyonce and Jay-Z, Obama and Michelle. And Mel says Brad and Angelina.
Yeah.
Two of those couples cheated or fell apart.
Well, that was like, Mel's point in bringing Brad and Angelina up. She's like, because they were, the greatest power we've ever known until they broke up.
They got together because they were like, Brad was cheating anyway. So like, that's not a good example.
And
but
maybe they would have stayed together if Angelina Jolie had watched Prince and the Surfer as per her dad's wishes.
No one's gonna fucking know what Prince and the Surfer is.
I don't care. I'm referencing that shit.
They're worlds apart in every way. Except one.
We are nearly identical. Yeah.
I have to explain Prince and the Surfer. I'm not gonna... it's way better than this. Okay, so Prince and the Surfer was like Prince and the Pauper, except with a skateboarder who does not surf at any point in time.
And John Boyd intros it, and he goes, you might know me as an actor and a bunch of other things, but I'm also a concerned father. His youngest kid at the time was Angelina Jolie, who was, 18, right?
No, she was 24.
24.
She was 24.
Okay. She was 24 at the time.
He made her watch Prince and the Surfer.
And he wanted good movies like Prince and the Surfer. Anyway, if she had watched Prince and the Surfer, she wouldn't have been an example for Mel to quote here.
The Prince and the Surfer. Family entertainment you can trust from Apex.
Her first example of, a good example she thought was Beyonce and Jay-Z. Beyonce did a whole album about Jay-Z cheating on her.
I don't know why that was in one of Maggie's examples.
Why is all that... God, do they not have any scope of life outside of social media and celebrities?
Yeah,
I'm
this
curious.
just feels so stupid. This is such bad writing.
You shouldn't do that when you're trying to bring peace between the demon and the witch world. There's a witch genocide happening at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be like Beyonce and Jay-Z. I gotta point out, so when Maggie goes to meet Parker in the next scene, he's wearing an evil turtleneck and prep school outfit. and then Maggie is wearing a pink leopard print shirt and a fuzzy purple jacket. And she's like, hey, I'll marry you, but you gotta let those hostages go. And he's like, done! That was the power of power.
Yeah.
I didn't think to, stop this at the moment. I guess I will.
By the power of power, I have the power.
He's got the power.
Power. Powerful, isn't it?
Godric's pretty pissed about this, so he goes to Abigail, and they make a plan to have Maggie kill Parker somehow, and that'll cement the rift between demons and witches. Demons are already killing witches all the time. What do they need to cement this further?
I don't know.
Just break them up. You don't need to even go this far. I know they want him out of the way, but they don't have to pretend that this has anything to do with this rift at this point.
This whole plan is just based on nothing. If they get married, no one's gonna listen. They just think it's gonna magically happen. Parker's sitting around on his throne in his little mansion, guys, I said stop fighting, I have a wife here, and they're all just fighting in front of him. I'm an idiot. Maybe my guitar will stop this.
Do you think this ever happened in season 1? They were fighting some rando demon and they're like, wait, you're not part of one of the demon families. Oh, yeah, I don't want no trouble from evil Tony. Yeah. I can't fight one of his family, so I gotta make sure. I just don't understand why anyone's expected to this honor system of demons.
Oh. It didn't seem like Alistair was the head of all demons.
No, he wasn't like the demon overlord. He was just a...
Yeah, but that's how Parker got this gig, right? Was his bloodline?
Right, he got... Well, yeah, because they wanted one of the Canes to do it for some reason. He was some upper level demon anyway.
Uh-huh.
I don't fucking know. I don't want to... I don't want to understand this demon lineage thing. It's the thing. I feel like if I remember this stuff, it's going to take up valuable space in my brain where I could use for other things.
Our podcast over.
Hey, I'm the chief here. Break 'em away, toys.
Phelan, the dialogue was so bad in this.
Mm-hmm.
The next scene starts with Mel saying, "There's something rotten in the land of demon, and this wedding is smack in the middle of it." They're quoting fucking Shakespeare? What the fuck? Fuck you, Charmed!
Something rotten in
mad.
the land of Twitter clapback.
Those demon ass cheeks clap for days. That pucker thick.
Something rotten in
Charmed
the
ones
world
are
of
such
Dairy Queen.
thoughts. In the land of Dairy Queen. Where
Parker
treats
doesn't
you right.
treat you right.
There's this whole subplot going on with like Macy and Harry being jealous of each other, and like Macy thinks Abigail is setting something up, but Harry thinks that Abigail is being set up. She thinks that Harry might have feelings for Abigail. In last episode he was jealous that she might have feelings for his other half. I don't know, they just keep being jealous of each other.
Yeah, this is a really dumb this is like the worst storyline they've done with Harry and Macy at this point.
I hate stories that involve like someone being made out with and someone walks in, or there's some misunderstanding or something. He was kind of into it anyway, but like all this other shit they're doing where they're just jealous of each other over like every other shit. It's like, whatever.
It's such a stock plot. Like, you've seen this forever. Like, Macy decides she's going to go tell Harry how she feels about him. And then it's like, okay, well, you know exactly what's going to happen is Abigail's going to make out with him and she'll walk in on it. Exactly what happens. Like, ta-da! We did it! We went exactly where you thought we would.
At least with the Dark Harry jealousy angle, there was something different to that, because you would be very conflicted because it is the same person, but not.
It's mostly the Abigail angle into it, which is...
Yeah, the Abigail thing is stupid. Just she invited him to a foursome once, and he kind of like looked at her, and then that's the only setup they've had for this.
Like,
and now all of a sudden, like, there's some sexual chemistry.
Yeah, I do.
And I hate this like femme fatale smuggy smug angle. Like, I already told you, I hate the archetype that they use for her character, and it's the same bullshit. Like,
yeah, and
it's just annoying. It's not entertaining to me.
She's definitely gone right into what you were complaining about before.
She's full on in this episode. Mel talks to Macy about this, about her crush on Harry. Like, she's like, hey, so we were looking through your journals and we saw the pictures of Harry in there. And she admits that the pictures were Dark Harry and that she had a thing for him. And Mel is basically like, well, normal Harry likes you, so why don't you just try dating him? See how it feels. He'll be your silver medal. And she's like, this kind of makes sense.
She does a weird like, no.
No. Oh, no. Oh, no. Mr. Bill. So they're trying to figure out what's going on with Parker and all them. They want to like trying to get some dirt and try and figure out what the angle is. So they're like, Mel says, if only I could be a fly on the wall. And Harry's like, what if you can? So they decide they're going to anamorph her into a fly.
Yeah.
Just
that book is like the most inconvenient thing ever, though, with them having to read it with that little decoder disc. Like, it takes so long to read
cereal
anything.
Box decoder thing they got.
Yeah, because he just has to put it over everything to read like one word at a time. Like, man. Stupid elders.
This is so dumb. They've established that these characters can become invisible. They can do other things that could sneak them in. But they're like, let's turn her into a fly using a curse we don't know how to fix. And she's like, well, we'll have to figure it out on the fly.
Yeah, great idea. I'm going to let myself be turned into a very vulnerable housefly without knowing how to reverse it.
It would have been so funny if she got caught in a spider's web and then,
help
me! And then she dies the end.
Yeah. Well, it was a very dumb ending for Mel, but yes.
So, it cut to Maggie in a silky robe, writing out a demon witch peace treaty.
Parker
with
gets
Parker
out of
behind
bed.
her.
He's like, I love the way you write those peace treaties, babe.
This was taken straight from the Phoebe Cole story arc. Like, this scene was straight from that. And, like, it disgusts me. It horrifies me. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I don't want anything to do with this in Charmed. No more. No more. I don't want to see them in their demon domestic bliss at his demon castle, with him walking around in his stupid sweatpants, in her stupid silky robe, writing out her demon peace treaty. This is stupid.
Do you think I care about anyone's expectations?
It's just...
I hate it.
It doesn't make any sense, like, why these idiots think it would work, or why it would even possibly work.
It wouldn't. It's bad writing.
It is, yeah.
It's so bad.
It's like we can't even control, like, the guy the next level down from Parker. Why would it work for anyone else?
Who wrote this? Who wrote this episode? Zoe Marshall.
Zoe Marshall!
The only thing... This is the only script. She's a staff writer, so she works on the staff, but the only one she's credited for writing, because she's been like a staff writer for like 30 episodes.
Right.
But the only thing she's credited as written by is this episode, and co-writing one short in 2014.
Not a great start.
I don't know. I don't want to blame her for not writing anything, but God, this is bad though. This dialogue's bad. It's really bad. And she's a story editor. God.
It was painful. Just the fact everyone had to act based on stupidity. It was hard.
And it was exactly like the leaps of logic and dumbness that was happening with the whole Cole arc in Charmed, the original Charmed, which, by the way, was not very popular. Even Charmed fans are like, this is bullshit. So, like... I mean, it is at least, they don't just go like, he's a demon so he's genetically predisposed to evil, but they still kind of go in these directions, so it's not really... Yeah. I mean, Maggie's at least trying to advocate for him a little bit, but, like, it's still dumb. Like, she should still be cautious. She shouldn't say, like, oh, he's totally good, but she shouldn't be like, he's genetically predisposed to evil. Just like, I mean, people are people, and... demons shouldn't, I don't know, whatever in this universe. You can't say, like, you're genetically evil, but, like, if someone's the demon overlord, even if they have good intentions, they might be caught in a situation that you should be very cautious of.
Yeah, like, and clearly, if things were presented, like, if Parker wasn't just already being plotted against, he's very clearly in something over his head.
Yeah. Oh, he's just a big dumb.
Yeah.
Big dummy dumb. Dumbest of the dumb.
Yeah, you have to be just an oblivious idiot to think like, oh yeah, this guy clearly has this situation under wraps. Like, no.
Who are we gonna have as our overlord? How about this giant baby in a turtleneck? Who he just thinks he can play guitar and checks his Instagram. He's we need a dumb male model to lead our group.
I get the feeling like the demons don't actually give a shit about who is running this thing anyway. Like, based on the twist at the end, too, it's just like, I don't think they care. I don't think they're actually listening to the guy in the little mansion on the stupid throne, which is just a slight upgrade from the Crowley throne down in the basement of the pizza parlor.
It's a big empty room with his demon throne in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. You know what he is in this scenario? He's Zoolander. I'm a model idiot. The demon overlord.
The sad thing, though, like, we've seen a worse throne, which was Crowley's in that crappy pizza parlor basement. Like,
it's everything that was wrong with Supernatural.
But yeah, this is just the slight step above that, is this crappy throne.
God.
Which is just, it looks like it's in a living room.
Yeah, God, it's so bad. It's like that scene in Santa with Muscles, where in a fancy house, and then there's like a bed in the middle of like his mansion, like in his living room for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have a bed in your living room?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's really comfortable, brother. Okay.
I'm the king of the room. Give me the remote.
It looked cold.
Yeah, it didn't look very comfy.
So Godric is trying to tell Parker on his stupid big dumb demon throne. He's like, "Hey, we should attack some witches, cause like you're not married yet, so we can still do it before the wedding, right?"
Yeah, like what? Why is this guy so stupid? Like,
yeah,
I'll just float this by. I'm like, yeah, I know we're about to apparently have a peace treaty with them, but what if we just attack before that?
Yeah, it's at the 0 hour. He's trying to get all this last minute legislation in, like, oh, let's slip it in there before. And he's like right in front of Parker and Maggie. She's standing right next to him. Like, he's like, yeah, we should attack some witches. And he's like, hey, I don't know if you noticed, I'm gonna marry one. Yeah, but not yet.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Yeah, the wedding isn't.
He literally says that. You're not married yet.
Yeah, I know.
This isn't us paraphrasing. That's what he said.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe how dumb this is.
Yeah. It's just, people are idiots. I don't know why I thought he'd be up for that.
Yeah. Even if this is part of Godric's plan to, like, I guess he's trying to make them kind of pissed at each other, get a rift in there or something.
That's not gonna work.
No, it's not a good plan at all. And then he's like, oh yeah, but did you also know that there's a demon blood ritual that you have to do when you get married that makes you obedient to Parker?
And he just
Parker's
goes,
even like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah, we're not doing that. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, well, how are the demons gonna trust her? They'll trust her because I trust her, idiot.
Yeah.
That lasts less than a day before his trust is broken.
Well,
and then like they go by themselves, Parker and Maggie, and she's like, yo, I don't trust that Godric.
Yeah.
Something about him saying, let's kill a bunch of witches before you marry one seemed a little suspicious.
I got him under control, I think. It's like, guys.
Godric's like my number one guy. He would never say anything to like bad.
I mean, I know it's another stock plot where the guy who's, undermining you is your second in command and he's obviously acting against you and being pretty obvious about it, but I don't think he's doing that.
He is the Jafart in this situation. Mel, Maggie, and Harry go to this wedding, and they're all in, like, fancy wedding outfits. Like, it's just clearly there for, like, a trailer. Like, yeah, going in the fancy outfits. When did they get these invitations? Like, Godric is sent out to, like, give people invitations. Did he go to the secret house or bunker to give it to them? Like, did they tell Godric where they lived?
Oh, they didn't mention Facebook, but I'm assuming it was just a Facebook event Godric started.
At Evil Demon Mansion, RSVP. I loved Macy's hair and jumpsuit with like a furry jacket. It was really good. She had like these jewels along her like hairline. I loved it. I'm just saying. I hated a lot about this episode, but that I didn't hate.
With great power comes power.
You know what I did hate? Mel turning into Baxter Stockman.
Oh, I loved Mel Stockman.
Did you?
Yeah. It was at least one of the few funny, dumb things in this pile of dumb. It was very dumb for her to do it. It was just like I didn't. She goes in as a fly and then immediately lands on Godric's shoulder, so she gets swatted. It was just like, duh.
She gets swatted. She keeps doing this, and like, you know when they say fly on the wall, maybe you should be on the fucking wall.
Yeah.
But she keeps buzzing around their faces like an idiot. And then he like smacks her and is like, oh, insignificant creature. Like, I love that this guy is the second-hand man to the demon overlord, even the like puppet overlord they've set up. And he's still like, oh, flies, insignificant creatures.
Yeah. I love he has to smack talk this fly.
How did... She was clearly injured. He hits her and she falls to the ground, like her POV, she's like blacking out.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gotta like, she knows that the cure to this curse, because they make this big deal out of it. They're like, this is a curse that we don't know how to fix, we'll just do it on the fly. But as they're walking in, they're like, oh yeah, here's how to fix this curse. So you need to self-reflect a little bit. Oh, what's that? I don't know, learn some kind of lesson. Cool. So she turns into a fly and gets smacked and she's dying. And then like, literally, this is like less than a minute of screen time. This is maybe like 30 seconds. She's like, what lesson do I need to learn? Oh, I guess I need to learn that even though I don't have a lot of powers, that doesn't mean I'm not powerful. And she turns back, no problem.
And then Parker's like, power? Very powerful.
Let me introduce you to the new demon overlord, the Energizer Bunny.
What was the dumb line again?
That's the power of...
That's the power of power. That's the power of power.
Yeah. I don't get, like, Mel is injured as a fly, but when she turns back human, she's fine. Wouldn't she be, like, crushed, like half of her crushed? Like, there's nothing about ending the curse healing her.
No. But it's like, it's one of those
had her
curses
limp a little
too.
or something.
It's like, I'm glad it, like, transformed her her dress and stuff into a fly, too.
Yeah. She drank the polyjuice potion.
Yeah.
Became a fly. It would be pretty funny if she was like running around naked.
Oops.
Maggie is in an evil demon wedding gown. It's a red wedding gown. And Mel comes in to tell her about Godric and Parker. Because when she's in there, Godric and Parker are talking. Godric's like, hey, by the way, this whole thing about Abigail was a lie. I was the one that stole the apples. Here you go. If you take one, you'll be powerful. Parker has no questions about this. Like, hey, what the fuck was that lie all about? What was going on with you and Abigail? He's just like, hey, cool, thanks for looking out for me, chomp. Like, what an idiot.
Yeah, this is really dumb. Ooh, well, apples. Like,
better not be taking my apples.
Did Parker even like listen, like, or was he just hungry and he's like, ooh, apples?
An apple? It's 100% delicious. Yeah, he doesn't ever question it. That was a big deal in that last episode, that Abigail admits she tried to steal the apples and kill the dryads, got her powers stolen and all that. But if Godric did it the whole time, then that means she was covering for him, and clearly something is going on. But Parker does not put one and one together.
No.
It's like there's like a hamster. No, the hamster in the wheel in his head is dead. It's just a dead corpse of a hamster on a wheel, not turning in his head.
Yeah, and that means Godric and Abigail's plan was for Parker to be this stupid.
Why would they do that? Like, she said, like, oh, they turned to dust and it didn't work. So clearly she was lying for Godric. Nothing makes sense when you put these two episodes together.
Mm-hmm.
He could have made up some lie like, oh, we actually did get some because we followed Abigail because we thought she might have something, but we weren't sure, like, you know, if we should tell you about the apples yet, like, but now that, you know, you've proved your loyalty to the demon's world, then you should do that. Or I want peace. So he is saying, like, because you want peace, you should make yourself immune to magic by eating this apple, and then this will strengthen you or whatever, something or other like that. But when Mel goes to tell Maggie about this, she just gets pissy because she was spying on her fiance.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't care about anything you told. Apparently, Maggie just thinks Mel's a liar until she goes and confirms it by finding the apples. Like, well, okay.
I don't think she thinks she's a liar. I think she's just mad because she didn't trust him to begin with, even though she said there's reason not to trust
she's
him.
Pretty much dismissing it until she goes and looks at them herself. So it's just like, well, what do you think? You can be mad at her.
Because she's tired of being treated like a baby. She's like, you need to respect me and my decisions, so you need to get out.
I mean, it's kind of silly if she wants to be mad about that, but even if she does, it doesn't mean she has to completely dismiss what Mel just told her, which is what she sort of does until she goes and looks at them.
Yeah. Mel's all pissy about this, so she goes down to the bunker and like wrecks some stuff like a big baby. And she finds a bunch of tree sap in some bricks or something that has to do with an upside down tree that's the source of their powers or something. I don't fucking know. I'm like, what did a tree have to do with anything?
Apparently, the sap from the tree is supposed to have something about helping bring their powers back. I don't know.
Oh, the magic tree sap.
Sure, it's in the bunker. Why not?
Yeah, more on that later. Harry and Macy go to find Abigail. Apparently you don't need to become a fly to just go anywhere in this place. Nobody stops them.
Abigail is just like tiptoeing around like with this high collar that she's like holding up like that disguises her. It's like
turned into Count Chocula.
Like, this is so stupid. It's someone who just broke out of a prison within this same complex, tiptoeing around with a high collar like, no one knows who I am.
Well, what do you know? It's not every day you see the stupidest thing you've ever seen.
I feel like all of this, like, intrigue and demon power struggle and all this stuff is just happening between our core group of characters. All the other demons in there have no idea what's going on and don't care. They just want to go to a party. Like, no one seems very invested or involved in what's going on. Mm-hmm. Someone will say some random thing and they'll clap for anything. I think all the demons are like, what? There's something about mob families or so? I don't know. This just...
Yeah, there's either people going for the party or just some because it's like, well, I guess I'm kind of obligated to go to this. You know, it's just these stupid things for these figurehead people who think they're in charge of stuff. We don't really go by what they say.
Outside of our core group of characters, it's like what we do in the shadows, right? All the other demons are just like, I don't know, the demon thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like Charmed right now, it seems like, yeah, there's a war going on and there's all this interesting stuff going on, like, but it's all off screen. It's like, like what that witch
all of
we
this
saw
stuff is going.
The witch we saw at the beginning, like she's part of the actual story.
Yeah. All that's going on, but meanwhile they got to decorate for the wedding with the creepy paper.
Yes, get me some glitter. I'm going to sprinkle it on my face and on my body, like twilight.
So they find Abigail's cell, and she's free, all of the guards are dead. And they argue about their feelings for a while, because this is a good time to bring this up. Yeah, what if you have a thing for Abigail? Blee, 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 blee. Abigail shows up on cue and hugs Harry. And she's like, I don't think they're even at the hugging point right now. I would think they wouldn't be at this point.
No.
But she does that, and she's like, there's going to be an assassination attempt. You got to stop this. Parker's protected by the apple, but Maggie's going to be helpless, so we got to go help her out.
I wanted to mention, too, like, Harry's plan, though, was to break Abigail out. And, like, they go down to the prison, they find a bunch of dead guards and stuff. It's just like, why do they think trusting Abigail is something that should even be remotely considered right now? Like, she's done nothing to prove she's trustworthy, and she's a big murderer.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like they've switched it from, like, they have to have someone blindly trust her for no reason. This is part of the really bad writing, in that, like, you can't have a morally ambiguous character without earning it, or giving them some reason to trust her, or have some sort of build up to this. They don't. They had, like, first Macy was just trusting her because she was, like, projecting her own issues onto her, whatever. And then now it's switched from, like, she's jealous, she's just being catty about it, and, like, that's why she doesn't trust her now. But Harry does, because, you know, dark Harry, maybe he'll see, I don't know, whatever his reason, sexual tension, they seem to think. And Macy's like, yeah, we shouldn't trust her. And she's like, yeah, well, ignore me at your own peril. Okay, dude. Who cares?
Yeah, Harry has to be an idiot, too, to further this plot. And it's just like, ugh.
Here was something else dumb. So Maggie goes into Parker's office to go find the apples and finds them in a suitcase.
Yeah.
A suitcase full of purple apples?
Yeah. She looks through his desk drawers first, like, oh wait, no, it's just in this case in front of the desk.
I would fucking love it if he just had like a black mini fridge to keep the apples fresh. It's like an evil mini fridge. It has a bunch of like cutesy magnets with devil horns on it.
She has to like push aside a few beer bottles, and there's like
little... it's beer and it's stale beer and white privilege.
It's like Ziploc bag with a note. It's like power apples.
The mini fridge of evil.
The power of power fridge.
So she finds all these, and Parker, who under Godric's been kind of talking to him, and they seem to imply that him eating that apple has done some sort of thing to his mental state. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. But he does that, and Godric's like, yeah, well, maybe she's just trying to get with you to, like, for her own purposes. It's kind of weird she showed up after that, the apple thing happened. Maybe she's trying to get those apples. And so he goes in and he finds her holding the apples and thinks that she's trying to steal the apples.
That's when he heel turns hard.
Oh, the heel turn of Parker Guitar Instagram superstar. He's going to... What's the evil Instagram?
What's one of those other similar sites?
I don't know.
What's the site they keep plugging?
He's gone to MySpace.
What's that one they plugged a few episodes ago?
TikTok?
TikTok. He's gone to TikTok.
He's
gone to Gushers.
He's gone to Gushers. What is that?
I've made the power apples into a Gusher flavor.
What is that one social media thing, like, where you like call people and it just devolved into people like showing their dicks all the time? You know what I'm talking about? You get random calls and then
Chat
totally
roulette.
Space. Yeah, chat roulette.
Yeah.
He went to chat roulette. Now he's in demon roulette. Charmed roulette.
Yeah, charmed roulette. I just want dryad apple flavored Gushers.
Yeah, apparently Gushers was a sponsor, and that's why they showed Swan eating them the other episode, because Gushers, they got that sweet Gushers money.
What does Swan think about any of this?
She thinks fruit Gushers are delicious. That's one of my favorite bizarre product placements. That's next to the Dead Zone, when they kept putting Tylenol in there because he's a character who gets headaches all the time.
Yeah, but that makes more sense than Mrs. Gushers.
It's true. There was more synergy there than I don't see how the Gushers connects. Maybe one of the characters will get a Gushers addiction. I don't know if it's a positive portrayal of Gushers.
It's Boxer Boy, like he's punching his bag and it's really a piñata, and then he like smashes it open and a bunch of Gushers fall out. And he's like, "Look, Gushers!"
He has nightmares where his head turns into a giant piece of fruit, and then he wakes up in a cold sweat because he's got a hankering for Gushers.
Just pops a Gushers in his mouth.
Speaking of Boxer Boy Gushers, Parker Vulcan mind melds with Maggie. I thought they said that this was an Abigail specific power, but maybe it's like all of the Canes can do it. This like evil demon mind reading thing. He mind violates her because he jumps in there without telling her. And he apparently all he gets from this is the Jordan stuff, but not any of the important stuff. Yeah. Just the jealous convenience stuff.
The season lowlights of Jordan.
Yeah, they had no highlights for this boring story. And he said what the audience has been saying for however many episodes. Who the hell is Jordan? Oh, by the way, I don't think I even said the name and the number of this episode. I guess I should let people know. Season 2, Episode 8, The Rules of Engagement. We're 8 episodes in and we're at this point. Who the hell is Jordan?
Who's Bernoulli?
Who's Bernoulli? The 2 American Gothic fans in the audience, they're really going to love that. Who's Bernoulli?
Who the hell's Bernoulli?
So at this point, like, Parker's super jealous, fueled by his apple. It's an apple jealousy.
Yeah, apparently this is apple rage, which they say later. It's just like apple rage.
He ate too much Apple Jacks. He's apple jacked up right now.
He's just like, Maggie goes, "Oh, the wedding's off." He's like, "Actually, it's not." And she's like, she just kind of goes, "Oh," like she acts like she has no agency to do anything.
Yeah,
just I thought it was over, but he said no, so I guess it's not.
Yep. And that's when they broke out the fog machines, because it's a wedding. So there's a bunch of fog machines everywhere. I love to think all of the demons were setting up these Halloween fog machines, and really it's just a bunch of, like, noise around them, like, from all these fog machines going off.
It's a marriage off. It's a marriage
It's
off.
a marriage off.
Do, 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 do.
Put a cork in it, Zane. I bet you didn't think I knew what a blood ritual was. So this blood ritual, that's what they're gonna do, the blood ritual before the wedding. And this apparently involves Parker getting dumber hair. Like, his hair gets super dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. It's just really wavy and parted in a strange way.
I love
it's dumb.
Godric announces this, like, "We'll be doing the blood ritual," and then, like, Harry and Macy are kind of like in the audience, like, "Oh no, is this something we should be trying to stop?"
Blood ritual? I don't like the sound of that.
This sounds questionable. I don't know.
What if they named the blood ritual with something really innocent, but then they had like a really, like, innocent sounding name for the blood ritual? You know?
Yeah.
The friend off.
Yeah.
The seal of friendship.
We'll be having the yummy liquid surprise.
Yeah. We'll have strawberry fields forever. So Macy, Harry, and Abigail rescue Maggie before this blood ritual. They all go to the bunker, and Maggie's really depressed about this. She's like, "Man, I thought things were going so well with this demonic wedding. How could things go so bad so quickly? I thought that Parker was cool, but his dark side's always gonna be with him. Wah, wah, wah."
Yeah. And then she's gonna be like, "Let's blame Parker for everything now."
Yeah, thanks, Parker Bama. At this point, Mel brings up the magical tree, the upside down tree, and so Maggie goes over and touches the magic tree sap.
Like, "Ooh, let me get a hit off that."
Ooh, it's ectoplasm. She touches the magic tree sap, and then her fingers are sticky, and it was just nothing. It was just tree sap. What the fuck?
The end.
It was magic tree sap, and she sees the rest of the vision about Jordan. Turns out she doesn't have to keep touching Jordan all the time to see visions. Parker is coming to kill Jordan. That's what was going on. The prophecy's going to be fulfilled if he gets killed by jealous Parker. So Parker shows up at Boxer Boys and starts hamming it up.
Yeah.
I love evil Parker. I gotta say, he's so bad. I love the power Parker.
Yeah.
He's so bad.
"Hey, I'm evil."
"Hey guys, I'm gonna kill him because I'm so evil. Because it wasn't permitted by the Undertaker." By the Overlord.
It's a real gang growl, and then his shirt pops open and he's fat, and Maggie's like, "He's fired!"
Maggie McMahon is the worst wrestling manager.
We in the WWF think that you, the audience, are quite frankly tired of having your intelligence insulted.
Wait, what if we fought Parker in giant hats? It's good shit.
That's such good shit.
So, Boxer Boy tries to box him. Like, he just punches him in the face, and Parker starts choking him out. he tosses him into the wall. It's hilarious. Did they establish what happened to him? I guess he didn't die, right? Like, they saved Jordan?
I assume.
They didn't say anything about if he did die and they just didn't have any lip service to it. That would be hilarious.
I guess he was knocked out. I don't know.
Yeah, it does seem they've thwarted his curse. That or just delayed it a little bit. Maybe things are just going to keep
gotta
trying
die,
to kill him,
brother.
like Final Destination. Yeah. Final Jordanation. That'll be the next episode where death is coming for him.
He'll pointlessly sacrifice himself.
Yeah. Because he's got the EB in him. Mel throws out her hand and freezes Parker. So apparently the magic tree sap did give her some of her powers back. This was a new evolution of her power.
She used to be able to freeze things, but now she puts things on ice, like literal freeze.
What killed the dinosaurs?
My bad acting!
When he started to unfreeze it, I thought they were going to pull a Leo chunklet moment at first. I desperately wanted them to walk through his chunklets on the floor. I really wanted this. So he's immune from magic, except for you can freeze him for a little bit, huh?
Yeah, that didn't really make sense with what they said.
That's magic.
Yeah.
That's magic.
It sure is.
Except for magic tree sap magic, I guess. So he unfreezes and he fights them for a bit. Abigail shows up and stabs him in the back.
This is so it's like, so these superpower apples, they make you immune to magic, sort of, but not immune to someone teleporting behind you and stabbing you.
No, it doesn't make you immune to knives. We learned that lesson today. It was a powerful one.
What are these? These apples are stupid. They're so useless.
It makes him worse than before because he's immune to Harry's healing magic, so he can't heal him.
Yeah, because that's magic. So it's like, these wounds, they will not heal. It's just like, of course, like Maggie's there crying and it's like, please heal him, Harry. And he's like, oh, this seems stupid, but okay.
I really thought Harry was just going to stand there and do nothing.
I thought he would too.
Yeah, he was evil anyway. Like, his kind of going to the dark side too. But he didn't. What if he could heal him and he just didn't? He's like, I don't want to do this. Not that it really matters in the end. He smokes away. He appears to be dead. Spoiler alert, he's not.
Yeah. Like, if he had died here, though, that would have been an interesting, like, plot twist if Harry, like, told Macy later. He's like, I could have healed him, I just didn't.
Maybe he'll say that, and they still think he's dead.
Yeah,
so
but
maybe
it doesn't have the same impact if he had really died. That would have had more impact.
Yeah, I'm of two minds with him not actually being dead. On the one hand, if they killed him off, he's not a very good actor, and I hated the storyline really, really bad. On the other hand, his character is hilarious, like, because they bungle everything with this character. There's been not one good story with this character. They've all been hilarious missteps. The only time it was likable, like, when they leaned into the goofiness. Mm-hmm. The Vaginalite storyline, very good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the episode before this was enjoyably silly, but then this part of it sucked hard.
Yeah, this part of it sucked real hard. They think that he's dead, so cut to them weepy on the bed in their pajamas. Mm-hmm. Pajama time. They're like, yeah, I mean, he was probably like in an apple mania, though. And she, well, yeah, no one made him eat those apples, though. He did it on his own.
Why did no one ever, like, why didn't this come up before? Why were these apples ever coveted by anyone? Like, they make you powerful from just magic, but not someone teleporting behind you and stabbing you, but they also make you go into an apple craze.
I think they were just strengthening his demon side. I think if you were full demon, it would just make you more powerful, but because he's part human, I think it was strengthening his dark side. I think maybe that's what they're going for. Or maybe he was just drunk with power. Maybe, like, if you're evil, this is helpful, but, you wouldn't want to do it if you're of pure heart.
Okay.
So none of the charmed ones should ever eat this.
Really stupid.
Yeah. It's sad that they give him more credit for his apple mania than the entirety of original Charmed for Cole getting possessed by the source. Mm-hmm. They're like, this is all Cole's fault. At least with this, they're like, it's probably that apple making him crazy.
Yeah.
Apple's made him crazy, and now he's dead. They should immortalize him on his Insta. You know, put that on there. Apple's made him crazy. Now he's dead.
But, like, Abigail and Godfrey's plan was, like, for Maggie to try and kill him, right? And that doesn't even slightly start to happen.
I bet they just say that Maggie did it. And then the demons will believe it. They'll just be like, she killed the Overlord, I'm the new Overlord, whatever.
Well, that's great. Like, they don't need to see anything. They can just be like...
Yeah, they could have just told them anything. I don't know why they bothered setting any of this out.
Yeah, they might as well just kill them off screen. And this is like, hey, demons, Maggie did it.
You know, like, Abigail could have very easily gotten this done, too, or at least the charmed ones to kill him. And then Maggie would be part of this anyway. She was helping them. She could just give them a weapon to fight him and say, like, hey, look, you know, he's immune to magic, but if you get him, you can stab him or whatever, and then, like, or give them something that they can use. And then, like, you know, Mel jumps in and does it, and then it causes a rift between the sisters because she killed Parker or something like that. They very easily could have involved the charmed ones in this process.
Mm-hmm. Like, no one apparently knew this apple rage would happen, but that seems to have been, like, a part of their dumb plan. Like, Parker will go into an apple rage if we give him an apple.
Yeah, I guess they just assumed it would strengthen his demon side. I don't know. But if you're, like, full-on demon and it makes you this way, what do they think this demon piece is gonna happen? All these other demons seem to be able to, like, not go crazy.
Yeah. Like, what if it just made him more powerful and he went after them? He's like... Yeah, now that I've had this demon apple, I realize that you're against me. Godfrey, snap his neck, and then goes down and kills Abigail.
Well, then I don't know. I guess that would be sort of not what you'd want your morally good character to do either. Just snap necks.
Yeah, but I mean, they're giving him the demon apple that's making him demon overloaded. So what if he had done that? Like, it just seems like
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just you don't know what you're gonna get giving him this power item and making him crazed.
I felt super insulted at the end when Macy and Mel are trying to tell Maggie how inspirational her actions in this episode were. like, you know, thinking different sometimes is hard. You know, it was you fought for your beliefs. Whatever, fuck off.
Sometimes being stupid is hard.
Whatever happened to women supporting women? Today, you became a woman by doing something extremely childish and impulsive.
We learned demons are willing to support women at this point.
Oh yeah, they were super into this. at the ending there. Like, Abigail's like, it's time to make a matriarchy. I'm the new demon overlord. And they're like, yeah! That's all she says. She doesn't even say what happened. She just walks in, says this, and they're cheering like, woohoo! Yeah, like, girl power!
What? Abigail said this was an issue because the demon setup is apparently kind of sexist, but all she had
big sausage fan.
Yeah, but all she had to do was go in and say, it's a matriarchy now. Yeah, sure!
Fuck yeah! Like, about time we got these women in charge.
Like, the only way this makes sense.
Demons are very evil, but one thing that they do right is they respect women. Mm-hmm. Women respecting women.
It might make more sense if what we were saying earlier was true. Like, they just really don't care, and there's like, yeah, whatever gets this meeting overdone quicker, yeah, sure.
That's my headcanon about this. I don't think any of these demons give a fuck about what's going on with this power struggle. I think it's just 5 people that think something big's going on, and the other demons are like, we just want to hang out at the club and get drunk. Yeah. We don't care.
Like, maybe the demon setup was never really sexist too. Just like, she came in, it's like, I know you're against women running things here, and this guy's like, I don't care. You can run it too. He's like, no, you got a big problem with women around here, don't you? He's like, sure, whatever.
It was a sausage factory because they're like, women can't be the demon overlord. If she has her period, she'll start a demon war or something.
She can't be the overlord unless she just comes in and says she is.
Fuck, I mean, I have nothing to dispute this, so I guess, yeah. What if someone just walked in and said that and they cheered, and then, like, Parker walks in like, no, it's just some crazy person. What the fuck are you applauding for?
You know, the family. Oh, wait, she just, got rid of their head, and they're just like, whatever.
She just killed her brother, and it's like, yeah, we respect family, except no, we don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah. And we also find she goes down to Parker, who's now in her jail cell, and he's suffering from an apple hangover. And she goes like, yeah, that jealousy was all you, or something.
Parker is still alive. I guess we're happy about this? I don't know, I guess. Before that, we have a very infuriating story, though, where Harry's with Abigail. Harry thanks her for help, and then they make out, just as Macy is like, I think I'll make Harry my silver medal, and then she walks in and sees them making out and leaves very sadly, as if the audience cares.
Mm-hmm.
I also wrote in my notes about Abigail, smuggy smug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate her. I hate her so much, and I hated this episode. What did you think, Phelan?
I don't buy her connection with Harry at all. It just seems like it's nonsense. And like it would be more interesting if it was just, Macy's weird attraction to his dark side, and that was the conflict between them. We don't need this Abigail horse shit.
No, there's no chemistry whatsoever. I don't even buy that the characters like each other.
Yeah.
I don't even buy in a, love-hate relationship. I don't even buy that. It just doesn't make sense to me.
There's no chemistry, and, it's his characters has to be so stupid to think there would be anything with her. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it was a garbage episode. And they... I don't know, it's just, they made the whole return of stupid Parker guitar just annoying. And just
let's see
the meeting of two titans, Parker and Jordan. That was good.
Man, what are they doing with any of this? I didn't like anyone in this episode. I thought everyone was either being petty or incredibly stupid.
Yeah, Harry and Macy, this was also their worst episode, so there was really no one who felt like they knew what they were doing in it. Usually, at least, Harry and Macy felt like they're the two grown-ups controlling the other two kids. But just everyone felt like, oh, we'll just go with whatever, or we'll try to stop this in the dumbest way possible.
I hate big rift storylines in shows that are very contrived and nonsensical. Everyone has to take huge leaps of logic or be the dumbest person in the universe for this rift to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that between characters, sometimes you have things in shows where there's just this rift between them and they have to solve this through the season or something, a big thing, it's about sisters but they've fallen apart, or these people are the whatever. You can do that, but when it's just contrived like this, it's just annoying and it drags out for 10 years.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, and I hate seeing overdone plot points like the I'm gonna go tell character my feelings. Oh, they're kissing someone else. Now I'm gonna walk away sad. It's so overdone.
The dialogue was noteworthy in how bad it was too. The script was notably worse than even some of the stuff they've had this season, and Charmed has had some big clunkers.
Like a Twitter clapback.
Like a Twitter clapback. Alright, well, that's all I gotta say about this episode. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, it'd be great if you could subscribe, or review. It'd be nice if you could, tweet about us, or, let people know. You can find us on anchor.fm under Charmed Hard with a Vengeance, or Charmed Rewind, or on YouTube under youtube.com/Movie Nights the series. And if you'd like to support us on Patreon, you could see things early or get other perks. You can find me at patreon.com/Movie Nights, and Phelan at patreon.com/Phelis. His YouTube channel is also youtube.com/Phelis. I'm going to plug that. Thanks to Peter Hunter for doing the editing for us. You can find him on Twitter at PretorHunter. Phelan, what hashtag should we use?
Power of Power Fridge.
Hashtag mini fridge of evil.
Hashtag Dryad flavored gushers.
Hashtag Charmed Roulette. That's it. We'll see you Charmanders next time. Maybe.
Nope. Cancelled.
Cancelled. The cancellation demon came.